What's up, guys? So it's been really hectic. The Wheel of Time community has been absolutely blowing up. I just got done watching the Dusty Wheel podcast. They had a whole live stream going on all day long. It was a 12-hour live stream. Watching that all day and just getting different perspectives, watching the trailers over again. I was in the chat, and while that was happening, I was also making scripts for the coming weeks of sort of just Wheel of Time trailer stuff, deep dives, that sort of thing. But I started with a top 5 moments. I can't do my deep dive right now because I have work tomorrow, and it's a 10-page long script. So this one's only like 2 to 3 pages. It's very condensed. Definitely doesn't have everything. My deep dive will be like frame by frame. So I've rambled long enough. This is going to be my top 5 moments. So let's get into it. So I'm going to try to make this as seamless as possible. I'm just sharing my screen. And I just want to start with my top 5 moments. So at number 5, I have basically everything that happened in the Wine Spring Inn. I wrote a script, but I'm like, it's also fresh in my mind that we could just go through it. So I'm just going to skip a little bit to that part. So we get these beautiful mountains right here. It just the show's looking so good. And we have Emmons Field, the Wine Spring Inn. We have people bustling about. It really gives off like a Shire feel, you know, everything's going really well. And you know, it's a good quaint life. Let me just play it through once and then I'll sort of go off. Yep, they're all just having fun. Egwene, that look, doo-doo-doo. So it skips around. I'm just going to mainly go over this little part. And yeah, so we see the little townspeople going, and right here, I just love seeing the boys just being together. You know, it's small town, they're friends their whole lives. It's just like, they're living this quaint sort of life. I love the bustling of the inn, and we see all the detail going on in the pillars. It's looking really good. A detail that I didn't notice on first watch, it was after the 100th of watches going through the podcast, is Matt is messing with dice. So he has this dice right here. That's obviously a big thing in the series. So he's messing with dice. It's really cool. They're just hanging out, and we skip to this scene right here. Seems like a little bit later, but you know, Matt's probably telling a very inappropriate joke, and then Perrin's like, dude, you shouldn't say something like that, but he's still laughing along, and Rand's like, that's a lot. But yeah, I love it. We see beautiful Egwene coming in. She's like my new crush now for fantasy. And she sees Rand, and Rand sees her. That is like the cheesiest but most like adorable smile that he's giving to her. And actually, something I want to note that I didn't see anybody else talk about was like Nynaeve's face. Like, she's trying to force this sort of smile. So it could be one of two things. Either it's like, I'm thinking Egwene just got done with like her initiation, so this is their first time seeing her with the braid and all of that. And either Nynaeve is just like, I don't know, like, you got a future ahead of you being a wisdom. That's a lot. Or probably Egwene is talking to Nynaeve about, you know, her and Rand's relationship, which I feel like is going to be a point of conflict, obviously, for like the first season. So I think this look right here is more of like, I know what's about to happen. You're going to break this kid's heart. So that's kind of what I think about that one. Were there any more points of like the Shire sort of feel? I don't think so, because after that, it starts going crazy. I mean, we have this. I broke this down in my video. Is this in the Wine Spring Inn? Because that would be really weird, because her parents would be like right there. They would be like right, like that would be really weird if they just were bumping, and then like, I don't know, that'd be really weird. Anyway, yeah, no, after this, it's like they're all just running away constantly. Okay, so number 4 of my top 5 is Loghain absolutely just decimating everyone. All right, so it all happens really fast. I'm just going to play it really quick, and then I'm going to kind of break down the scene just like a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. Crazy, crazy. Okay, so that was that little sequence, but we could see here, dude, it's like black veins coming from him, like the taint is alive, that the darkness is alive, like, you know, with the one power, the male side of the channeling, and it pulses from him, pulsing out, and just killing people. So I believe that's Kareen right there, and well, she got bodied. She done. And Nynaeve's probably like, holy crap, because we see in a scene earlier, well, there's the merger hall, I'll get to that. I believe these are his Dragonsworn. This is his army, and they're coming to get him out. And that's kind of what springs all of this. So when's the next time we see this? So we see the army again a little bit here, and then we see Axeman. I'll get to him later. But yeah, we could see Moraine. She is sort of weaving and holding him in a shield, or maybe giving him a boost. He needs that extra sort of jump. Yeah, it's like so crazy to speculate all of this because it all happens so fast. Maybe I did miss something. I don't think I did. Oh, yeah. So this is probably that same camp. Alana, I believe that's who it is. And she's leaving to stop the arrows and all of that. And we see Lan protecting Nynaeve. Very cute sort of moment, if you know. And we have Axeman out here. So Axeman is out there, and I believe Kareen dies. And, you know, that's Kareen's warder. I forgot his name. But that's Kareen's warder, and he probably feels her die, because that's a terrible experience for a warder and an Aes Sedai. So yeah, that is number 4. For number 3. Number 3 is going to be anytime Moraine is just weaving in Winter Night, and just all the craziness that happens with that. So I believe that's more near the end. I have a lot of honorable mentions, because there's just a lot to see. Lan's right there, Moraine. They're all working together. Boom. So I think that's so cool. The greatest part to see is obviously the visuals are really awesome, the way that weaving is done, but her and Lan like working together, and she like got that Trolloc and then he stabbed it, and just so cool to see that it's like the weaving all coming together. And then I think there's a part at the beginning. So also this scene right here, not her getting hurt. This is awesome. This is so cool. Like, pause right here. I have it all in my deep dive. This is more just like scrambling around, going back and forth to see the best moments. In my deep dive, I literally have it broken into almost every single second. But this one, like, man, like, look, the visuals of that are just absolutely amazing. They look so good. So yeah, anytime she's doing that, is there another part? Oh yeah, so, and then the last bit, awesome. She just like completely decimates whatever. That one poor Trolloc, look at him. He's like trying his best to live. It ain't gonna happen. But yeah, she's got all the weaves going on right here, and it's going up to the clouds, and boom, absolutely just coming down, decimating, going to the logo. So that was just such a cool moment. I'm gonna try to get through this pretty quickly. So the next one is the merge roll. I believe it's, I should have like these timestamps known by now. I will when I get through my other video. Dude, look at this guy. That's a scary dude. That is a scary dude. I would not want to mess with him. But I think that they really capture Robert Jordan's like horror sort of feel. You could see like the many rows of teeth going on here. It's disgusting. Like this dude is horrifying, disgusting. He has an awesome screech that goes on. We also get some glimpses of him beforehand. We get some moments like this. You could see like his mouth is kind of weird because it's a giant mouth. So when it's all tucked in, it looks sort of weird. We get like the skull over here with the horse, and then we see Lan. I wanted to point out this scene though, where we kind of see it best. I think this is kind of the best frame. Some kind of light's going on right there, but we could see his face. I mean, he's faceless, and then we see the horse, and you could really just see the detail of the Trollocs here. They're looking really, really good. So yeah, and just anytime, that's also a part of number 2. It's just anytime we see Shadow Spawn, anytime we see these Trollocs, anytime we see, yeah, they're just, look at those hooves, look at those hooves right there. Yeah, and we see all of them right here, the horns. They're just going to be absolutely disgusting. I'm excited. Before we get to the top, number 1 part of the trailer, I want to get into some of my honorable mentions. I only have 3. First one is going to be, it was super quick, but Perrin is my favorite character. So just seeing, I hope this is just Hopper right here. You know, he just give a little, trying to scare him a little bit. Marcus is like, I ain't trying to have this. But yeah, you got Perrin right there. He's like, I'm not a wolf guy. I don't want to spoil too much. But he's like, no, I don't want to be a part of the wolves. And Hopper's really giving him a hard time here, which I love. I love all of Perrin's plot lines and all of that. He can get annoying. All of the characters can be a little bit annoying sometimes. And they all have their flaws. Perrin, I'm willing to deal with it because of who he is. So yeah, Marcus does a great job here. We get the little wolf guy. I love it. Number 2 is going to be Shadar Logoth. So number 2, honorable mention. I believe this is Shadar Logoth right here. And we got Matt and Rand. They're probably escaping, but we see the dagger obviously with Matt. Rafe Judkins says they're going to spend 15 minutes in Shadar Logoth, which, you know, with the amount of stuff they're going to be covering, like that's a significant amount of time. So they're really going to world build here. And yeah, it's great. We see Matt and the dagger, which is fine. That's a fine plot line. But I'm excited to see about this darkness that's just encompassing all of the city. Like, this is not the way that it necessarily happens in the books. It's more of a mist. But I'm so excited to see this darkness that's just absolutely eating the land, like coming over it. Also, a little bonus here. Ooh, bonus. I said this is an Aiel. It's just given a little setup. We won't have a lot of Aiel in probably the first season, but probably just being like, hey, we don't like these people. So that's the Aiel right there. And number 3 for honorable mention. You already know. I already said it before. And of course, honorable mention has to be Axeman. Oh my god, that man's flying. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at him go. That man's flying. Good job. I don't know if it's... I think this is Moraine right here. I think Karine is right there, and she just dead. She gone. But Moraine, she's probably holding the shield, or she's giving him a boost. But that's just a big meme. And speaking of memes, we have to go to the number 1, my top part of the trailer, which is Nynaeve absolutely yeeting Egwene off that cliff. That had to be the best part. All the memes came from this. Just let's keep watching it. Oh my god, she's terrified. Why would they do this to her? But no, in all seriousness, this part is so interesting and so cool. It's my number 1 because it's visually very telling, and it's something completely new that we have not seen from the source material. I believe this is all part of the same sequence. So she's getting pushed into the water, and we have another scene where she is just okay, well, there it is. We have another scene where she's riding down the water. And I think at the end of her ride down the water, she comes into this paint-filled area, and you can see her hair is not really braided. And she went through all that water, so obviously probably came unbraided. But her hair's not braided, and probably after this, that's when her hair gets braided. So I'm going to have some speculation. I'm not great with my speculations because my trailer video was completely off. But this is my number 1 because it's adding so much to the lore. So I think what is happening is this is her initiation when she gets her hair braided and she's of marrying age. And it's a tradition taken from the White Tower and all the different colors of the Aja. And probably after a whole bunch of like, decades and centuries going on, it sort of lost that like White Tower connection and has become its own sort of thing. So now this is more like all of the colors of the Aja, but it's seen to be like more of like a coming of age for women. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about that. I could be completely wrong. This could just be a dream, but I think she's looking up at Nynaeve or maybe the women's circle saying that like she has become a woman now. And it's just adding to the lore. It's visually very telling. Anything that happens in the story that is different but will add to the story and be better, much like the stuff with Logain, I'm really all here for. Anything to make the story more rich and more visually telling, I'm really excited about. So this is my number 1. Egwene is beautiful, obviously, and all the different colors going on and just adding to the lore, adding to the White Tower. So that's sort of my headcanon right now. You guys let me know what your favorite part of the trailer was. Obviously love the whole thing. There was one scene that I did have a complaint about. It was one shot, but I'll get into that in my deep dive video. But I love hearing from you guys. This is my top 5 with some honorable mentions. I want to hear from you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment. Helps me out a ton. I'm trying to build up some Wheel of Time content to bring to you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.